And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with the show of madness that is currently cycling through our video game catalogs, only known as Under the Radar. And the reason why we're looking through our video game catalog is to make sure what we said about the SmackDown series was true. And it is. They've come out with a game every single year for the past 20 years, and with this recent news that we had for 2K21, will be the first break in the chain for those games. Kinda sad. But besides those break in the chains for games, folks, I think it's time for us to keep this game train a-flowing with a couple of those screenshots and whatnots from the Twitterverse from this past weekend and beyond for another edition of the Four Squared Delight. And the first screenshot that we have up comes from Cord Cube with his screenshot from the video game Dead Winter. And if you're wondering out there, yes, this is the guy who did the intro theme for the Tuesday night special, Jason Klum himself. And as a matter of fact, the screenshot that he was able to provide for this week shows the whole crew in a beautiful bar-like tavern that goes by the name of Lou, Lizzie, Monday, and Alice. The name of the people that are in the bar right now, all waiting to get selected or just sitting around just wondering what they're gonna do next on the next crazy zombie fighting adventure they have to head on. And this automatically reminds me, strangely enough, of that one scene in Suicide Squad where all the villains got together in the bar. And it also, strangely enough, reminds me of Shaun of the Dead. I don't know why, but it reminds me of the pub that they would most likely head to till this all blows over. And here's hoping in the near future, as a bonus end credit scene for this game, that you see them having idle conversation with each other while they're sitting there drinking their selective drinks, with some cool music in the background too. And I got a feeling that Jason can make that happen. So here's hoping he can. And the next game that we have up, besides idle chat in a bar that also reminds me of the classic bar known as Cheers, comes from the Twitter page of Chucklefish LTD. Nice name, by the way, and a cool picture to go along with it, with their said game, In Most. And the screenshot that they provided for this week shows an old man, or a man of some type, in a graveyard of sorts with high wind, rain, and just sitting there staring off in the distance, while the title on the top of the picture would say, "It can't rain all the time." You mean like the line from The Crow? Yeah, I got a feeling that is from The Crow, so as a matter of fact, this screenshot automatically reminds me of The Crow because of the line, and because it's in a rainy cemetery that looks creepier than all hell, I would have to say Pet Cemetery. I got a feeling that old man's gonna come from out of nowhere and just say, you know, sometimes dead is better. And here's hoping in the near future for this game that they do have something to defend yourself, just in case that creature, or whatever you decide to bury deep in the back of the woods with the Micmac Indians, doesn't come back and tries to kill you. Yeah, so something to defend yourself with, just in case some horrible monster comes along and take you out. Because nothing ever peaceful in a game happens in a graveyard. Trust me, I know this firsthand. And the next screenshot that we have up comes from the Twitter page of Koto Lout with their said screenshot from the video game H-Rod. And the screenshots that they provided for this week not only shows the exterior but the interior of an old sewage treatment plant, not only showing the inside of the sewage treatment plant with the raw sewage all over the place inside of the runoff on the side, but would also show the platforms, even the chains, and everything else you would expect to be inside of a sewage plant. And not to mention, outside the sewage plant, a whole bunch of street lights and, cloudy skies that looks ominous. And this screenshot automatically reminds me of a level that you would be in for, I guess, the video game 13, No One Lives Forever. And if they had a James Bond game with a sewer in it, yeah, that one. Because I would have said 007, but no. I would have to say Hitman, though, because I'm pretty sure they did have a sewage treatment plant level where you could go and just get rid of the bodies in. Yeah, Maestro, did they? Oh no, it was just a plain old sewer. You know, we'll count it anyway. And here's hoping in the near future for this game, because I got a feeling once the sewage treatment plant opens up, a whole bunch of bad guys and gangsters are going to show up in it. Here's hoping that there's plenty of places that you can hide in this place to take those guards out. And as a matter of fact, the Maestro said in one of the pictures, there's 2 guards holding guns in one of the sewage treatment plant rooms that you could actually hide on the ceiling for. Oh, nice. You mean like Splinter Cell? Yeah, I can see that. And speaking of Splinter Cell-like actions, folks, the next screenshot that we have up comes from the Twitter page of Baby Robot Games with their said game, Project Atlas. And the screenshot that they provided for this week, folks, shows our hero hiding behind the side of a wall, waiting until an enemy gets far enough away out of the spotlight, only to run up behind him, jump on his back, and use this weird-looking electro blade to take him out instantly, for him to fall to the ground in a heap. And this automatically reminds me of, well, I would have to say Assassin's Creed, and still reminds me of Aeon Flux, because Maestro said we mentioned this game last week, but like we say here all the time with screenshots, it never hurts to mention a game more than once. And the one cool power we just thought of that we hope is in this game in the near future is with your shadow powers. After you take out that robot, you can use the shadow powers to possess the robot itself to attack other enemies around the field to, you know, cause some chaos as you slip away into the night. Yeah, let's hope that's in the game. And the last but not least screenshot that we have up for this week comes from the Twitter page of Balloon Moose, nice Twitter name by the way, with their said screenshot from the video game Maximum Action. And I can tell you fans out there firsthand that this title name of the game with the screenshot that they provided for this week definitely lives up to it, because the second this guy gets into the room and starts shooting off shots, he shoots some random explosion or explosive. Yeah, he shot an explosive, not an explosion, causing an explosion, causing enemies to flip through the air in slow motion, only for them to get shot in mid-flight, and for him to just try to shoot the people who tried to escape out the back door, only for them to run away and to clip the end. And this automatically reminds me of not only the movie Shoot 'em Up, but it also reminds me of the movie, I would have to say Hardcore Henry. Definitely reminds me of Hardcore Henry here. And it also reminds me a little bit, just a little bit of Max Payne if it was in first person. Yeah, because that game would be crazy in first person though, let me tell you. And here's hoping in the near future for this game that you not only get a chance to actually break a couple of those walls with the explosion, and according to the Maestro, with all those documents and that wall that blew up on the side over there, that might be an actual thing in the game. But here's also hoping you can dual wield other weapons besides pistols like shotguns, SMGs, or even assault rifles to really make things ridiculous. And according to the Maestro, that could also be a thing in this game too. Who knows? We might have to find out next week with the next screenshot they may have. If we're on next week, we don't know. And if you guys want to go ahead and get an answer to that question, plus check out any other cool screenshots or whatnots for the Twitterverse from this past weekend and beyond, you can head on over to the Twitter pages of not only Oliver Snyder's, Octo Curio, Shot_Games, Envy Rhymes, playing indies, or even under the hashtag of Screenshot Saturday. And if you guys want to check out the screenshots that we liked for this week and get an interpretation of it for yourselves, you can head on over to our Twitter page, only known as the00agent0012, where Maestro made a screenshot folder entitled The Foolhardy Screenshots. And you were just policing me about using the word foolhardy too much, but yeah, you used it. Oh, now he changed it to Screenshot Shenanigans. I like it. Has 3 S's in it. And I guess with that said, folks, we might as well head back to music, and when we return, we'll be back with another bone-breaking, back-splitting edition of the Wild World of Stunts right after this. So don't go away just yet, folks, and stay tuned.